right now, Will Lee. So, did you watch that fight? Did anyone? You guys watched it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, welcome. I'm just making sure we are officially recording. I'm leaving that in for all the audio people. That was Andrew. Like, we were having a full-blown conversation about me bribing the BYU color guard. So my daughter makes first team. Andrew asking rather shockingly whether or not, did you guys know, this is exactly how it was framed if you didn't hear it. Hey, did you guys know Floyd Mayweather fought last night? Not only did he fight last night, I didn't include the story. My Mayweather, Pacquiao was out there coaching Kenshin, the guy he was fighting, which led to a press conference, which led to more of the, we're going to talk about it later because there is a Pacquiao in Saudi Arabia doing a BS fight. So they're actually building up to that fight. I've still got I've got a dog in this game, Andrew. This fight still could happen.
Your dog is starving and it's crawling, but it's alive. That motherfucker's alive today.
It's way alive.
It clearly looks now like these two are talking again. I would not be surprised, Lee. Yes, I'm more leaning on a.
Well, we can jump ahead. Let me find it. Because not only that, then Mayweather went on this crazy, hey, I'll fight McGregor again for $100 million. Dude, are you out of cash? Let's have a talk. I mean, could he have burned through? This is, what is it, Brewster's Millions? Was that the one with where you got to spend, $50 million in 30 days, which back then when Richard Pryor made the movie was crazy. Did this guy burn through $100 million already?
Well, it would be it's almost $1 billion. You talking about Floyd or you talking about McGregor?
Yeah, no, Floyd is looking for a McGregor fight. He's looking for a Pacquiao fight. He's looking for any fights.
He's worth $1 billion. If Floyd blew through his money, Lee, we're talking of upwards of 800 million or something. I don't know.
Now we're changing the title. For those of you who don't know, and if you're watching the JPEG or the video, originally wanted to call it The King is Talking Lots of Mad Shit. But now I'm starting to think we've got Brewster's Billions going on here with Floyd Mayweather, right? Like, he's literally trying. Am I crazy, Miguel? Did you ever? Wait, you're young, Miguel. Did you ever see Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor?
No, I know of the movie because I've heard it, but just in the title, but not because I.
So now we've got Brewster's Billions with Floyd Mayweather now looking to fight. Andrew, this is crazy. And he's actually willing to go into the cage based on this story. Like, he will take $100 million fight if Dana will put it anywhere.
And it's not that he's broke, but what could be happening is that finally his spending has caught up to his bank account, where now they're saying, Floyd, you might have to sell an asset. When Floyd has to start selling properties, things that he owns, possessions, then the media eats him alive. This guy's broke. This guy. That's when all those stories will start dropping. They try to avoid that by taking these little fights just to keep the guys off of them. Here, so 100 million does not mean Floyd's broke, but it might mean he owes someone 100 million. Doesn't have. He has it in assets. Does not have it in the bank. So here, let me come back, do a fight, pay them off, and we're good. Everything's good. So this is what happens to a lot of these young men.
It's not liquid.
Right. Not liquid cash. Mm-hmm.
Yes. This is what happens to a lot of these guys that spend the way Floyd.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Floyd just had a video the other day where he spent a million. Did you see it? Miguel?
I saw. I mean, I'm not sure the amount of money that he spent, but I saw him like with these stacks. And was it U.S. dollars? Because it looked like it was like some other currency. I'm not sure, but the color, the tint of the color on the bills, maybe it was a different currency. But nonetheless, yeah, he was just like, there was a dude next to him to his right, and he was just counting, and someone was recording him counting, yada yada. And then he like pulls out this other like like stacks of like 3 or 4 different little racks or whatever. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck he was buying. I think it was jewelry. It might have been jewelry. I'm not too sure. But yeah, he was like dropping some major cash.
This is a normal. This is a Tuesday afternoon.
This is a Tuesday. What you're saying? Yeah, it's a Tuesday.
Don't walk in and buy freaking $1 million worth of stuff, because I believe the bottom of the video that I seen sent like $1 million a day for Floyd or whatever, and it's outrageous. And he's done this a lot. We know he has a gambling issue. We see his $50,000 win. We know he's betting more than that a week on. If you talk to anyone around Floyd, he was betting upwards of $250,000 on these games. So we know the gambling's there, the spending's there. Everything points at Floyd Mayweather needs money. So yeah, it's I do think if Manny's willing to work out a deal that's reasonable, Floyd will come back and fight him. And
I think he'll fight McGregor in a cage. I think he'll do anything
No,
right now.
he will never. He won't do the cage. No, he'll never put himself in that
Right.
position.
I
No.
swear to God,
$100 million?
swear to
I
God,
bet you he would.
yes, I swear to God, Miguel, that man would sell his O if it meant he could buy more diamond necklaces than any other rap star or athlete out there. If Floyd can stay ahead of all the other guys that are pretending to be Floyd nowadays, I think he does it all the way. Floyd fighting in that kind, because it would still be built up to Floyd. I don't think Floyd's going to go in there and try to win the UFC title, but to go in there and do something for Dana White in the UFC, I think he'd be totally up for
If
it.
he could stay on his feet, he'd be okay for a while, and he'd look okay. And McGregor has no grappling skills. None.
He has some.
Zero.
He has some. It's
Oh,
not,
please. I would take that fight.
In regards to defense, because he's been able to stop takedowns, he's been able to get back on his feet. But as far as him initiating that's the part that I'm like, no. He will. I mean, he will in this fight if it were to happen. Of course, he's gonna shoot him for the takedown. But under normal circumstances, yeah, he's not gonna want to grapple. I get it.
Yeah, no, I'm told.
Yeah, completely.
And I also think,
and for those of you who are go ahead, Andrew.
I was going to just say, I think Floyd would demand that the MMA fighter be as old as he is when he's going to fight another MMA legend, where it's going to, he's not going
Absolutely.
for the young.
Yeah, it would be exactly. If he had skills, it would look like what Ranko Tor did to what's his name?
No, I don't think so. Disagree. James Toney was
because Randy just shot a single leg. If he had actual skill, okay, here's the truth of all street fights: you just shoot a single leg.
James Toney,
Tony.
But it never worked. It didn't work for Ronda Rousey, and she was one of the best at the UFC at that time.
No, okay, so here's the flaw in everyone, right? Okay, so let's break this. Wait, let's break down MMA real quick, Andrew.
So
there are 3 skills you need to master, and everybody leaves out
you suck. James Toney, the fattest he had ever been in a professional fight.
Hold on. These are guys with one exact skill, and Miguel's going to back me up on it. There are 3 skills in MMA. There are 2 in boxing. Okay. Skill 1 in boxing is to be able to box. Skill 2 is to be able to take a hit. Floyd doesn't like to get hit. Okay. That's why he created the defense. In MMA, there are 3 skills: grappling,
Lee, I'm not doing
punching,
I'm not doing
and getting hit.
I'm not doing this. I've told you for years, you need to talk to your fucking sport. If this sport is so dominant.
Wait, hold on. Ronda Rousey got hit legit, and that was the end of her career. Everybody can tell me, oh, it was this. She never learned how to throw hands. No, she didn't like getting hit.
Gregor got hit.
Here's what I've recently learned. Wait, hold on. Something that happened with me.
I'm not doing this. This is hot.
Somebody hit me while I wasn't looking.
This is talk we've done way too much.
Conor McGregor's got enough defense for Conor. I didn't bring this up. You went down this road. I was going to actually do a Brewster's Millions thing and explain.
Conor McGregor already said no, Lee. Conor McGregor,
right. Ultimately,
right. He's already got 100.
He already posted
doesn't ever have to break his leg again.
Right.
Conor's broken. Conor shattered. What is it? The fibula or the tibula?
Oh shit! I don't know what it was, but yeah, that motherfucker.
Whatever that
leg is never going to be the same again.
He's broken it a couple of times now. He's damaged goods.
When you guys see Dana White, when you guys see Joe Rogan, I don't know why this question hasn't been answered of why they haven't pulled the trigger on that fight. But until the UFC does and puts up legit money to do a legit fight, Tyson Fury versus whoever the fuck the heavyweight champ is, let's do it. Let's get Tyson Fury.
Actually, the fight that I'd want to see, Andrew, right now, and Miguel, tell me if I'm wrong. Tyson Fury versus Gordon Ryan.
There you go. Whatever it is.
And the grappling? Well, I mean, but that's
No, period. Just put him in a
MMA.
ring and let's see how it plays out.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Those are the two best at their field.
yeah,
They're both super heavyweights. We would find out for sure. Is it a guy with a punch or is it the guy who can go ground? You'd pay money, wouldn't you?
I would. Oh yeah, for that one especially. It's a classic old school grappler versus striker. I'd pay for that shit.
Right. It's
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali versus
Inoki and Tony
Aoki or Nanoki, right. And at the end of the day, what did Nanoki do? He laid on the ground in guard, waiting for Ali to
Yes.
come in.
Yeah.
Right.
Please,
I've seen the
Fucking
video.
legs, pretty much. Yeah.
You're talking. Yeah,
And by the way, it
How-
looks sissy, but it's right.
How old was Muhammad Ali at that time? How old was he? Because he wasn't doing exhibitions when he was Muhammad Ali in his prime. Sorry.
No.
So Nick, please stop. Are you serious right now? Muhammad Ali's exhibition fight is what you're bringing up? Stop.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee
No.
Honish, Andrew Lavache, Miguel Antonio Barragan, bringing you the topics you guys really talk about. Why am I so frustrated that the boxing show actually got a recording studio on Las Vegas
Still on
Boulevard? They do a weekly show. I'm so obsessed right now with getting back on radio in Las Vegas that it's actually painful to me at this moment. And shout out to the guys at the boxing show. You are pushing, like, we were the originals. They followed us. They took it further. I may have taken a bit of a vacation, Andrew. All right. But the king is back, baby. What I've learned from our king, right, Deontay Wilder, I can have it all back, baby. I just got to talk enough. We are the Hall of Famers of boxing talk. And if you think I'm crazy, wait till we get to that story. Deontay is so legitimately insane right now. It's shocking. I'm actually proud of him. Follow us. Go to boxingtonight.io. That's our website. We actually have the boxing schedule. We have videos, everything you guys need. We actually got our first Google hit. Good God, it only took 3 months for the SEO. Follow us on Facebook. We update it all the time with the latest shows, latest news. Everybody follows everybody. Facebook and Instagram are intertwined. I don't want to get into a marketing thing, but trust me, this is where it's at. Instagram's going away, kids. Mark my words. It will all be Facebook in the near future, especially with the changes they made to the page system. But we are here on a daily basis. Andrew updates, I update, Miguel puts content. We try to bring you guys as much as we can. We still have, dare I say, Miguel, 8 get to know your fight fans in the canon. Woof.
We got
strong, kids.
We got him in the chamber. We got him in the chamber. So we're going to start firing those bad boys out until we get to the next fight, which is coming up shortly. We hope you liked. For those of you watching the video going, what happened before you started the video? A lot. And that's why you should sign up for the audio portion. Just go to Boxing Tonight, right? Pick your platform. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on all the platforms. Pick one you like, and you can hear the before the bell. And usually Miguel and I going, is Andrew still here? I don't know. Yes.
We call it the after show, which is Miguel and I going, I don't know. Do we keep talking? Should we turn off the recorder? I don't know. We've had some very fun discussions, and sometimes they do revolve around MMA. Miguel's going to you're going to Bellator.
Yes. I'm going to try to get as much content as I can, but they didn't exactly grant me credentials, unfortunately. But nonetheless, I'm going to sneak in. I'm going to try to sneak in because I've done it before.
Actually, I happen to know the. Wait, here's the funny part.
Yes.
I'm actual friends with the guy with Bellator. I'm sure he doesn't remember me, but back when they were nothing and they were just a different organization. Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, you remember me? No.
I'm friends with Mike Tyson. He might not remember
No,
me.
no. This is like Stitch when we recorded him last week. Like Stitch, even though I messed it all up and I had the wrong person in my brain because I was having a heat stroke. Wait, but Stitch actually done the show with Rebecca and their friends, and Stitch did like an hour or an hour and a half on our show. Like I now that I've got my memory back, he actually did an hour and a half with us. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people along the way. It's the reason why whenever I want to do jujitsu, I go, "Hey, remember me?" And they go, "Oh yeah, we remember you. You're the guy who did the Cox game on radio." That's me. Jake Paul, eat your heart out. I cannot stress the Cox game. It was my favorite one that I ever created. And I did it on national radio. The answers were Cox Communication, Courtney Cox, or Cox Fighting. It was great. And according to my station producer, and I quote, nobody has gotten the word Cox in that many times on national radio in that many minutes without an FCC fine. Congratulations. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragan. In no particular order, I think they're all more important than me. I just say my name first because I'm arrogant. We do a show on boxing. If you're watching this on video, please click the page, like, subscribe, whatever. For Miguel, smash the like button and tell your BF and tell your BFF. Fuck me. Let's move forward. Oscar's at it again. This is my favorite quote from last week. De La Hoya, much like we've reported repeatedly, acting like a girlfriend scorned when it comes to Canelo. The fight was a fucking dud. Triple G, old as fuck. Canelo can't hold Hopkins' jockstrap. Let's not even go into his quote. Let's just break this down right here. All right. Was the fight a fucking dud, Miguel? Compared to the duds we've seen lately. I mean, on the dud scale.
I mean,
I call it a 5. It was a 5.
Yeah, it was average. I mean, I don't think it was a dud in regards to the entertainment value or the pay-per-view buys or what specifically De La Hoya is referring to. But yeah,
okay,
I would say it's on the high end of a dud.
We were talking about you watching an ex-girlfriend you were in love with, and you were watching the fight through those eyes. Was it a fucking dud?
Well, I mean, if I was an ex-girlfriend, I mean, if this is my ex-girlfriend, I was watching this,
whatever
I'd be happy.
Right.
I'd be happy. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right, fucker, that's right. You're gonna come running back. I would say that.
All right, Andrew. On a scale of 1 to 10, through your boxing eyes, was the fight a fucking dud?
Listen, from what the first 2 fights gave us, of course it was. This was a wash for Canelo. This fight was not close. Triple
scale
G
of 1 to 10.
He looked older as the fight carried on. He scaled to 1 to 10. You know, a 5 to me is a dud. But if I have to go lower, I'll go 4, 3, whatever. This was a wash. Triple G looked very old during that fight. The hairline, the bald spot right there in the photo. I mean, look at it. When that water,
I completely understand. Wait, we're just taking this line by line before we get to the crazy Oscar quotes. Wait, and I want to say this. Andrew is the greatest man I know. He's been with the same woman forever. Okay, so there aren't really exes for him to compare this to. So I need you to use your imagination. Let's say that there was someone before Chris, and you've secretly been watching her all this time, and this was whatever it was, gymnastics, boxing, whatever. If you're looking through it through those demented eyes, was this a dud?
Yes. Yeah, no, and come on.
You'd be cheering, right? You'd go, yes, this fight sucks.
De La Hoya had inside. Yeah, this is your ex with the fat, ugly dude.
Can you picture Oscar with that hot Puerto Rican chick next to him eating cake in his undies watching the screen going, yes, this fight sucks.
Well, we will be if Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis hook up in December. We will be if you see Ramirez defeat Bivol next month. What is that? In October they're fighting?
Oh yeah.
November.
Well, he's not gonna say that. Look, it was a competitive fight, bro. They were workmanlike. That's what he's gonna say.
I also think.
Tell me I'm wrong, Miguel. That's exactly what Oscar's gonna. No, he went out there to battle, bro. He was battling. Mario, tell them they were battling. I mean, I drank a whole bottle of tequila, so I don't really remember the fight, bro. But trust me, my girlfriend's nipples were blocking my view. That's a funny joke. All right. Triple G is old as fuck. We can all agree. Triple G is old as fuck. There's nobody on this team that's not going to disagree with Triple G is old as fuck. He is. And we're going to talk about him later on because apparently he's got 3 belts and the WBA is going to order a fight. So we'll find out how old as fuck he actually is. Canelo can't hold Hopkins' chop strap. Again, Andrew, I'll start with you. I don't disagree with this. He can't. I don't know why we're talking about Hopkins. Like he's looking for, hey, look at my stable of hotties. Hopkins on my team. And when he did it, he was, am I wrong? Did Hopkins go all the way to, I don't know, basically cruiserweight from middleweight? Did I miss this about Hopkins? Did he have some kind of prolific run where he did all this shit?
Well, I think they're talking about the middleweight run.
Okay, so just middleweight, but we're talking about super middleweight, whatever that catch weight is, all the way up to light heavy. Canelo went all the way to light heavyweight. He's a beast. He deserves respect.
You forgot about. Yeah, you could say that. You know, Hopkins beat Tarver. Was probably a little bit better.
Did he chase the heavyweight one time? I feel like he chased the heavyweight one time.
Yes, he was a heavyweight. He
won.
Right.
Okay. I take it down his strap. And by the way, I don't disagree. You're right. Canelo currently can't hold Hopkins' jock strap. But Hopkins was an unknown when he started this run, right? Like the Trinidad on up when he started the big run.
Right.
He was what, 35 or 40 or 40. That sucks. But he was late in the game when he started that run, right?
Yes, he was. Yes.
Can he hold his jock strap?
Oh, yeah. All right. You want me? Yeah. No. Canelo can't. I'm going to tell you why. I brought it up before. Currently, his 2 defeats he can't get back. And that's really going to hurt him. He's never going to get Floyd again. He's too big for Floyd now. Even if Floyd wanted to sell his I don't think they could reach a catch weight. And Bivol is possible. He takes a defeat. If he takes a defeat to Ramirez, no one gives a shit about the rematch. The rematch with Canelo just turned into Chavez Maldrick Taylor 2. No one cares. So Canelo's got a real big issue there going into when you're talking legacy. No, I don't think he's ever going to get back, get to Bernard's level. And seriously, you go off the numbers. I think that even reflects that too.
And as a side note, just because I know it's going to set you off and it makes our producer, Sam Navajero, extremely happy. Follow Sam down in Australia. I've been watching Australia news lately. What a messed up place. Side note. So here's my question, Andrew. Benavidez's dad actually said, hey, look, Canelo, you fought Chavez Jr. So this whole I don't want to fight Mexicans thing doesn't really stand up. And everybody's overlooking the Chavez Jr. versus Canelo fight, but doesn't that kind of punch holes in his theory of not wanting to fight Mexicans in Mexico?
Yeah, no, look, I've been arguing that argument for Ramirez, though. I know the Benavidez's are trying to steal that argument away, but look, the most important fight to Canelo's career right now is Bivol versus Ramirez. If Bivol wins that fight, we already know Canelo said he's going to take the rematch. That's the fight that that Canelo is waiting for. All this other talk, you guys, they're starting that just in case Bivol loses. Then okay, I'll fight Benavidez, and everyone will be like, "Oh shit, he's gonna fight Benavidez now." Fuck Benavidez. Benavidez hasn't done fucking anything. If Ramirez beats Bivol, Benavidez hasn't done a fucking thing that compares to that. Ramirez will be on the pound for pound ranking. He will be the hottest fighter in Mexico. Please don't let him catch you with this bullshit. Oh yeah, I've been looking at Benavidez. Everyone's talking about him. I'll fight him. No, most important fight in his career is happening in a few weeks. It's Bivol versus Ramirez. That's it.
Who knew, Miguel, that the first story would be the one that sucked up the entire day? All right, where do I begin? Let's take them in order. Can Canelo hold Hopkins' jockstrap?
Me first?
Yeah.
I think he's in the same room. I don't know about holding it yet.
No, well, obviously no, but I mean, I'm not sure why, like, where De La Hoya's coming from saying that shit.
Well,
like,
I haven't even gotten to the quotes, which
he
is
should be
going to set
talking
you
about
guys off.
fucking. He should be talking about Triple G, for fuck's sake. Triple G can't hold what's his name is. I don't give a fuck how many title defenses against fucking nobodies he has compared to what what was his name?
Listen, Triple G,
Hopkins
buddy.
that motherfucker cannot hold
bro.
Hopkins' jockstrap for shit.
Triple G, who I'm about to sign, he's got 3 belts.
They make a big deal of his title defenses consecutively. He cannot tie fucking, he can't lace up Hopkins' boots any day of the week. No, fuck that. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. So no, I mean, Canelo neither. I'm not saying Canelo will either. I'm not saying that, but I think that comment should be referring to fucking, or should be at Triple G more than Canelo, really.
Yeah, Hopkins, our generation, marvelous, Marvin Hagler. De La Hoya is Sugar Ray Leonard of our era, and Trinidad is Tommy Hearns, and he knocks them both out. He did very good wins, and no, he doesn't get as much credit as he should for those 2 victories. Hagler turned into the greatest middleweight of all time, and he fought 2 guys that weren't even middleweights.
Yep. And then got frustrated. You know what?
Yeah,
Credit to Marvin.
He didn't even beat one too. Well, on the record books, at least he didn't even beat one.
On the record books, but I agree with what he did. He was like, "No, I won. I quit. Like, I hate your system. F you. I'm gonna go make spaghetti westerns in Europe and enjoy my money." Good for you, bro.
Italy,
yeah, that's what he did. He made really crappy westerns in Italy, and made a crap ton more money making crappy Italian westerns. Good for him. And by the way, I don't think Hopkins can go to Italy and make westerns. So if we're comparing jock straps here. Second question, Miguel, or last question. I had no idea this story would go this deep. So let's talk about Mexican Canelo's. I don't want to fight Mexicans in Mexico. And of course, he did fight Chavez Jr. I don't know if it gets any more Mexico than Chavez Jr.
Right. Well, I mean, for starters, I don't think Canelo said that back then.
Or club or rave for that matter.
It's not like it's not like it's not like Canelo was claiming this back then either. It wasn't like he was saying I won't fight Mexican fighters back then. This is relatively a recent thing, right? Which of course he's already gone back on his word. But I mean, at the very least, then look, and we're gonna do our best to compare these previous Mexican opponents of Canelo's, like Angulo, who were former champions, right, who've done something, and we're gonna make the biggest point of all, Chavez Jr. Well, you know what? At one point, Chavez Jr. was a fucking pay-per-view main event. He fucking fought Maravilla. How close has Benavidez gotten to that?
And I actually went back and watched it recently. He was close.
Yeah, if we're just gonna say like, well, Benavidez has been a champion. Okay, when the fuck has he ever main evented a pay per view? It's like, hello, that's a different level. We understand this. Nonetheless, Canelo has gone as far as say like, he's from Mexico. He likes to represent Mexico. It's one of the reasons why he doesn't want to fight other Mexican boxers. But at the end of the day, he says I'll fight anybody. Whether or not that means he will fight Benavidez or not, I personally would love to see it. Or whether or not that means he's gonna fight or he would fight Ramirez or not, I don't know. It sounded like that's kind of like his little out. He did claim still that he wouldn't do it, but at the very end of his comment, he's like, "But I'll fight anybody." It's like, okay, so you going back on your word now, motherfucker, or what? Like, make it clear, because you're making it seem like no, I'm gonna stand by my.
If the money's right, I just don't know that exactly. It's the hatred. There is this Canelo De La Hoya thing. He's actually holding it back.
He's handpicking the Mexican he wants to fight. all
He's
he's
picking
doing.
but
Okay.
here's the thing: he won't have a choice if Ramirez beats Bivol. If he decides, which it sounds like it, to move back up to 175 and try to unify that weight class as well. If Bivol loses to Ramirez and Ramirez is holding a title belt, well, bam, he kind of has to go through him to get himself, the unification. So, what's his name? Ramirez is really putting himself in a perfect position to kind of basically throw that. Not only is he not going to have to, not only is Canelo going to have to throw out that statement out the window of not fighting other fighters or Mexican fighters, but he's not going to have a choice if Ramirez ends up getting that belt from Bivol.
Hey, listen, we said.
Oh,
Hey, wait. We said it last week. We've been saying
go
it,
ahead.
but on the fight that Canelo just had, you guys remember they didn't even bring up Ramirez's name. Remember
Right.
again. This
Mhm.
kid fights under DAZN. He's gonna have a fight, and they don't even bring up his fucking name. Are you serious? Then what did I send you? What Suleiman tweeted out the other day on who does everyone want to see Canelo face? They have everybody from middleweight to cruiserweight on this photo, pictures of guys, but Ramirez. I don't know if there's. I'm telling you, that's who Reynoso's scared of. It ain't Canelo. It's Reynoso. Reynoso is probably the one who's seen Ramirez fight. They see how big this kid is. They see how many punches.
So you're saying he's full Mickey at this point, protecting him from Clubber Lang.
I'm out telling you, Canelo wants no part of that 6'4" Mexican. I'm telling you that right now. He knows damn well he is not. That is going to be his third defeat if he fights Ramirez. They all know it. That is why they are straight telling companies not even to mention his name. Come on. This is fucking a joke, man. The biggest
This
fight.
is a Rocky movie. I think what Canelo should do is Rocky 1. I'm just going to open up all the Mexican fighters and
Lee, if Mexico
be
is
Sebastian Fundura for the middleweight championship of the world.
if Mexican fight fans are as diehard as they once were, Ramirez Bivol is the hottest fight on their calendar. That is the one they have circled because that.
Yeah, but nobody's going to buy it. I mean, I don't want to break it to anybody. Nobody. Look, we couldn't sell Canelo Triple G, and we're going to talk about it shortly. But Canelo Triple G didn't sell. You think people are going to? He's got to beat Bivol if he wants the shot at the big $20 million payday. He's got to beat Bivol. He's got to beat Bivol.
Fans are going to buy that fight. I'm sorry. I think they're diehard.
If he beats Bivol.
Hey, Miguel, was it you that told me HBO still carries sports, or they carry soccer? Huh? It's soccer out there.
I don't know. I know they do stuff like they do the 24/7s on like hockey or something, but I don't know beyond that. I'm not sure what other sports they do.
No, I mean in Mexico. It wasn't. Maybe it wasn't you.
Oh.
In Mexico, they still carry sports out there. Where in America,
listen, bro, you don't know what they've got on HBO
No shit,
right now.
Yeah,
my girlfriend is competing at the pointiest nipples competition, and she's winning, bro. She's winning.
But either way, that's where that fight is going to get hot, Lee. That's the one that's going to dictate. Look, they dictate Canelo's career. Canelo still, if his fight fans in Mexico
Andrew, you are the angriest fight fan who believes actual fights are going to get made.
What are you talking about?
Like, you really, truly believe that you're going to see Ramirez? All right, forget the outcome of Bivol versus Ramirez. No matter what the outcome is, I 100% tell you Canelo's fighting Bivol again.
It's all about the outcome. Well, then he will lose his legacy as Spence is going to lose. If Spence clearly did walk.
Oh, wow. There's a segue.
From the no, because if you're talking about fights that didn't get made, that's one of the biggest ones that happened. Even Pacquiao, fucking Floyd got made. Eventually,
by the way, they haven't signed a contract. We're going to talk about it in the news.
Lennox Lewis,
is it official? Have you seen wet signature? Spence Crawford is still a mythical dream.
It seems like he walked this weekend. There are reports that Spence is
right. I agree.
What?
Oh yeah,
dude. Miguel, you redheaded stepchild. Let's move forward.
I follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, all right, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll put it on the blank screen. So I had no idea that you guys had so much pent up. And by the way, if you're listening and you're one of those fans who goes, yeah, why aren't they making those fights? because they don't make those fights. Like nobody is going to risk anybody in today's climate. Nobody's going to risk it. Nobody. Why do you?
If Spence ultimately did walk from this fight, and we confirm that he walked, he was always scared of Terrence Crawford. Yes, you can use the word scared again. He was always.
All right, Andrew. Here's my real question.
All right.
In Rocky, wait, hold on. In Rocky 1 on the scorecards, how did you have the fight scored?
Lee, come on, what are you doing? You're wasting airtime right now. The Raiders play at 10.
Are you kidding? We're talking. I know it's well, for you 10 o'clock, for me 11 o'clock. I know where we're going with this. My question is legitimate. And Miguel and I have talked about this off air. Like, we keep thinking we're going to get this resolution. We're never going. Like, this is not the 90s, Andrew. This is not.
19.
This is not. This is not. The 90s were
that beat Manny
of people.
Pacquiao. Whoever watched that fight. Whoever watched that fight knew that Terrence Crawford was ranked #1 pound for pound that night, 2019. They say him and Lomachenko. There is no Canelo talk. There is no Inoue. There's nobody. It's fucking Lomachenko and Crawford. Pick it. Who you want #1? He knocks Jeff Horn the fuck out in a beautiful, technical, beat down, speed, accuracy, defense. It was all there, inside, outside. The guy looks untouchable. None of those pussies at PBC ever wanted to face him. They never did. I don't care all their fucking bullshit titles that they fought amongst each other. There was a fucking 2-division undefeated champ that stepped into the welterweight division and knocked out the man who defeated Pacquiao. And I don't care if you go watch the fight. I don't care. The man who beat the man got knocked out by a guy who was already ranked #1 or #2 in the world, and none of you faced him. You were all scared. And I'm telling you right now, if Spence walked from that fucking fight, his legacy will be he was scared of fucking Terrence Crawford. Almost like how Leonard gets a notch taken off of him for not fighting Aaron Pryor. This is 10 times worse because he's been in that division as a pound-for-pound ranked fighter since 2019. We're close to being in 2023. You never wanted that smoke. Is that what he likes to say? You don't want that smoke? You never wanted that smoke, Spence?
Andrew's had coffee. Andrew's had coffee. Warning. Andrew's had coffee. Everyone take a breath, Andrew. I felt that. I felt that. I felt that. That is a frustrated. No, you're a frustrated fan. And well, Miguel and we're all frustrated. Well, you don't listen to the after show because you leave as quickly as you can because you have like 15,000 kids to go take care of. Miguel and I have said this repeatedly after the show, which is all right, I'm going to give some inside coverage to this show. I have completely stayed in character of a cynical fan because I don't believe any of these. I went to fights in the 90s, right? Where Shane Mosley Jr. fighting the next big guy, where it was Oscar fighting the next big guy. You know, Michael Carbajal taking anybody who had a belt and sticking them in a ring at Caesar's Palace and watching him knock them out, right? Like, we don't do that anymore. Somewhere along the way, this became all about politics, right? And keeping the O, we can't lose the O because that means they won't get an extra million or I'll lose $1 million. Or am I wrong about all this, Miguel? Like, we've talked about the redheaded stepchild / abused wife, husband. I'll use the word husband because I guess there are husbands who are abused. Man up.
Almost as half. It's almost as half.
But I'm right? Like, I keep saying it. This is why our sport sucks dick. Okay? I'm going to say it.
No, but wait.
On any given week, Andrew, legit. I can watch a full round of football games. I'm going to get one good football game. And if you don't know about this season, every game this year has rocked the park. Like pretty much everyone came down to the wire. If you give me a fight card like last night, and there were two, or the night before, it's questionable. It's questionable. I got Miguel doing reviews of cakes on one of the fights. That's where we're at, Miguel.
Yes. Yeah, no, I mean, I have to assume. Here's the thing: I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking, and I get it. These guys only have.
You're going to be like
small-
me soon. I've got you converted
Well,
to the dark side.
No, my issue is I'm starting to think these paydays are too fucking high. Everybody wants to be Floyd. Everybody wants to be fucking Floyd, and they all think they're entitled to these humongous ass paydays. It's almost like, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, there was a little sweet spot. It was just like the money was right. That nobody gave a fuck about their O's. They were willing to take risks. Now it's strictly money, it's strictly business, and nobody wants to take fucking risks and lose that O. And it's just like, if they do so by aligning themselves with a certain promoter who's gonna basically carry them to the championship without dropping that O, it's like, at this point,
Right.
that it's not legacy anymore.
Look what
It's
it
just
did
it's
for
making sure my
Caleb
fucking
Plant.
pay.
Look what it did for
Yeah,
Caleb Plant.
but I mean, and I understand.
That's
that
what
these
they're
guys
all
have
going
a
to point
small.
at the PBC. They're not pointing at Floyd anymore. They're pointing at Caleb,
Well,
going,
no,
look
they're
what
gonna
Caleb did.
they'll continue pointing at Floyd. It's just that he's become the gold standard, and it's like Floyd is a special dude. Not anybody can do what he's done, So it's just like, quit trying to use him as like the I don't know, what is it called, the measuring stick. Like, no, not everybody's gonna fucking do that. Maybe one guy will do that shit, but stop trying to go for that entitled. Oh, I'm a fucking $10 million, $20 million fighter, and it's like, what who the fuck have you fought? So that, I think we're getting to that point where these paydays are getting outrageous, and everybody thinks they're entitled to them, and very few people are, but I mean, not many, and we're unfortunately getting asked out as fans, not getting the fights we want to see because of that.
Tell me.
I got to in there.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
And I've said this. Keep beating the fucking drum. HBO and Showtime used to buy fights, you guys.
Yeah.
They didn't tell promoters, "Hey, we're gonna give you 80 million this year. Can you just give us some shit? Here's a check, man. Just give us something." They used to buy fights, pay-per-view events, fucking, and that was prize fighting. What DAZN and PBC did turned this into a promoter-driven sport where the promoters, Al Heyman did it on purpose. I think Eddie Hearn fell into the shit. Al Heyman knew from the day he signed that PBC contract where he got that $700 million.
Listen, bro, don't leave me out. I want some of that cash.
Forward, none of his guys were ever going to fight anyone else but his own stable, because he's double ending the deal on a pot that he already has. He doesn't need to generate views. The money's already there. When you look at the DAZN, this idiot got $1 billion, goes and signs fucking Anthony Joshua to $30 million a fight, Canelo to $30 million a fight, Triple G to $20 million a fight, spent all this money, couldn't get the same views, couldn't generate enough subscribers to pay those guys, plus the opponent that's demanding $5 million, $8 million, $10 million. You're talking about so much money. These guys blew it. Now, they blew it. They fucked up a generation. We get it. What we're hoping, now you're starting to see pay-per-view come back. Now you're starting to see these guys, if they want to fight, they want to make this big money, you're going to have to match up again. Now you got Ryan Garcia. Listen, they're saying the fight is close for December. Don't know if it's happening or not, but at least they're still talking. We're not hearing that it's fucking off. So when you hear shit like that, we seen Deontay Wilder fight fucking Fury 3 times. They made a shitload of money on pay-per-view. We're getting back to pay-per-view. Look, I know I told you guys, it's a rich man sport. If you want to see the best fight the best, we're going to have to lay money down. But as long as we get away from all of this PBC contracts with TV and DAZN subscribers, because ESPN, they're top guns. All of their fighters are most of the time the most elite fighters out of the Olympics, who they draft are usually the future of the sport. When Top Rank comes to see your kid, most of the time that means your kid is one of the best in the world. So
where's that heavyweight that they were premiering in San Diego, Andrew?
Go ahead.
It's a game. Well, I'm going to go to Miguel on this. Miguel, do we know who actually broke boxing? I can see it right now the minute Andrew went on that rant. It's the UFC's fault
Yep.
for breaking boxing.
Yep.
We control everything. You fight our fighters. You make our money. This is the way it is. Tell me I'm wrong, Miguel. They're all looking at Dana and going, how did he make $1 trillion and sell $800 billion of a company?
To some degree, I do agree. But keep in mind, this is Dana came in basically at the perfect fucking time. The sport wasn't
as a
even a sport
boxing guy,
at the time.
as a boxing guy too, right? So
It's,
he
it's
saw
yeah, as a boxing guy, exactly.
He
It's
saw
like
the whole.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of like the mafia dudes in the fucking 50s, like right at the perfect time right when it was starting to fucking explode, right like when it was becoming a sport and no longer a spectacle. That's when he fucking jumped in. It basically created the damn sport. So I mean, there's no
But
way boxing could
MMA
have
as a whole
emulated
has
that.
always been that way. Strikeforce was like that.
Well,
King
I
of the
mean, I know,
Cage is like
but
that.
we're
They're
talking
all
about
like
back
that.
in the 90s, right? But that's the thing. By the time MMA made it to U.S. shores, nobody knew how to fucking run it. They didn't want to run it like boxing because of those fights that didn't get made. So they went a different direction. They went the NFL direction. We don't see one team not want to play another team because they're all under the same
There's
umbrella.
no
They don't have a
Canadian
choice.
football.
Right.
There's no
Exactly.
European football.
We're
There's
not
just the
seeing.
NFL.
Yeah, there's no humongous FIFA for everything. You know what I'm saying, for boxing. So it's a different business model, and it's a new, quote unquote, a new sport. MMA is unbelievably new compared to boxing. So
And now we've
as soon as it
created
was in the
boxing
ascension,
as a divisional
right?
sport, right?
Yes,
So you're a PBC guy, so you're going to fight PBC guys.
Yeah, most likely.
Congratulations.
And if a PBC guy can get in touch with a fucking top rank guy, we're asked out of the fight. That's just how the sport has always been. And MMA has never been like that. But by that same token, we are getting that to some degree because there are guys in Bellator that we want to see fight UFC guys, and it's never going to happen unless one jumps ship to the other promotion. That's just when the sport was coming up in the 90s. That's just how it was created. I mean, shit, that's not something that boxing could emulate,
And seriously, if that is what they were doing, boxing got it totally wrong because our fighters don't make $10,000 a fight.
Right.
Our face of boxing don't go up there and go, I'm tired of borrowing money for training camps. Why can't I get paid? We don't have main event guys going on podiums going, I haven't bought a house yet. Okay. Did I just mention these guys are making $30 million a fight? So you can't run it like the UFC if you have a fucking main event of 50 million guaranteed.
But Andrew, the point is they are.
Doing
they are. They all are. From Oscar on down, they all are.
Who are you talking about?
They're trying to run it like the UFC, like the PBC. I mean, PBC is trying to do it like that.
They're really literally everybody who's got a promotion is running it that way.
But there's only so much money to go around. So only the guys, the main events, are gonna get the fucking top dollars, and the guys below them aren't. That's the way the UFC is, and that's how everybody gets fucked.
I'm sorry if you haven't noticed, the PBC hasn't put on a free fight, and I don't know, God knows how many years. These things are all pay-per-view now. Everything is pay-per-view driven in the PBC. That plan did not work. When the 700 million finally fucking dried up, Fox didn't rebuy them. BET magazine or BET channel didn't rebuy them. Nobody is showing PBC fights. Spence is all on pay-per-view. Wilder's on pay-per-view. Ruiz is on pay-per-view. Gervonta Davis is on pay-per-view. So no, it did not work. That plan did not work. And DAZN is facing the same thing. And the recent pay-per-view numbers, they fucking bombed. What they owe those two guys in the main event and what they brought in, it's a joke, man.
It is. And you know what? And I've even heard Tommy Hearn, Eddie Hearn, say this himself. He's like, we're gonna try to emulate that business model. He likes what UFC is doing, of course, obviously, because it's good for the promoter, not for the fighters, but good for the promoter. And he flat out said it himself. He's gonna try to replicate that shit. And it's not like it's anything new. We already knew PBC's running that direction anyway. But it's like we're gonna get, we as fans, and this is my issue. And we've had this conversation before. It's like what's the lesser of two evils? Fighters getting paid pennies, but us fans getting to see the fights on one card because they can stack the fucking cards because they get paid pennies anyway, or fighters getting a fuck ton of money and we get asked out of fights. That's why I was saying, like, the sweet spot in between of those was in the 90s when we got both the good fights and the fighters getting paid hella fucking money. At boxing, I'm talking about. But now it's a different story. Now it's like, okay, which of the two evils, is the lesser one? Am I okay with, boxing being a rich man's sport and having these guys getting paid hella fucking money, but we get asked out of Crawford and fucking Spence? Or do these fighters get paid pennies and I get to see the big fucking names fight each other under one umbrella in the UFC? So that's the dilemma.
Well, Before I go into this weekend's fights, because we're clearly not doing this week's stories, Miguel and I will do that after we let Andrew go watch the Raider game. Or should we save them for you, Andrew? There's some great stories this week.
It don't matter to me. You guys, it does not matter. Sorry I took so long on some of it, but yeah, this was a hot
All right,
week.
no.
Yeah, it was. It
This
was a
is
hot
a
week.
therapy session. This turned into therapy, right? So the guys driving over the bridge, the guys in Turkey. I love saying that. Those of you driving across Turkey with your grenades in the back of the car, I don't know what you do. We're frustrated, right? Like we all saw boxing in the 90s and the early aughts. We watched Oscar fight anyone. We watched Shane Mosley fight anyone. Here's Left Hook Lacey. Remember that name? How exciting was he to fight anyone at light heavyweight, right? We watched the climb of Hopkins. We had the Klitschko's and Lennox Lewis and these crazy heavyweights. We remember in our generation all these great fighters. And by the way, for Sam Navajero, I haven't got a fucking clue what you guys did in Australia. Fight kangaroos? Yay, I'm glad you have Cambosos.
We thought it was a great idea.
Miguel, he's in charge of that.
We thought
it was a great idea. Like,
ended up killing
we
our
thought it was a great idea.
in the prize
Right?
fighting aspect of boxing.
And then we let the PBC in, who built on the UFC model. And then Top Rank looked at it, Oscar looked at it, Frank Warren looked at it, Eddie Hearn looked at it, and went, "Oh, this makes complete sense."
Lee, when the record between Top Rank and PBC is like 25-3, Top Rank is not scared about putting their stable up against the PBC. Go look at the overall record. That's why this fight.
Actually, at the end of the day, with Top Rank, I don't want to bring Bob into the room, but at the end of the day, Bob is all about just making money.
Yes,
he's always made it clear. It's a single, double, or triple.
And I think they totally believe in their scouts and their stable, and this is why they make legends after legends. You know, it's no, he's not. He was never nervous about that.
Listen, Andrea. Listen.
For itself.
Listen, I know you're going to talk about my guy Shakur here in a minute. Did you sleep on him? Yeah, I heard you talk shit about him with the weight. Yeah. You know what? Fuck you. All right. Listen. Shakur Stevenson is the next big lightweight. Period.
If he was really about fighter safety, he wouldn't have gotten in the ring. He wouldn't have paid a man an extra $1 million to cheat.
Listen,
so with that bullshit,
he made $5 for the fight.
Whatever.
I don't know how much. I'm removed. All right, I got to be honest. I've been hiring blimps for Cambosos. We got rematches, and there's all kinds of shit going on, Andrew. Just get in line.
Hey, you guys, real fast. Hey, I love the. Hey, you know, it's all about my safety, so I'm not coming in on weight. What?
What? Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. So you knew you were 2 pounds heavy at the beginning of the week. You got down to about 1.5 pounds, and then you decided about Wednesday, yeah, fuck it. By the way, as somebody who within the last couple of years was cutting weight to go to a competition, when I was sitting in the sauna having, by the way, the sweat lodge thing is legit. I recommend this to everyone who listens to boxing, okay? I want you to go down to your local 24-hour fitness, go into a sauna, take a bottle of water, have a blast. Sit there for an hour, okay? At hour 30, it's about 31 minutes, Miguel, if I recall correctly. That's when you start to talk to people that aren't there. Like it's a legit sweat lodge. Like I remember the Pan Am Games and having actual conversations with ex-girlfriends in the sweat lodge because I was there so long. And then I'd walk out, go jump on a bike, come back into the sweat lodge. So I'm kind of with him, Andrew. When it comes to weight cut, I'm not going to crap on Shakur. It sucks. It sucks big time. I'm not going to crap on Triple
He's
G.
making
I'm
millions.
like, I can eat tacos the night before the fight. Cool, bro.
This wasn't for YouTube views. This wasn't for popularity. He's making millions of dollars, Lee. If you sign a contract to make the weight, that's what you should come in at. That he's a professional.
And knock him out. Wait, here's the issue. Tell me I'm wrong, Miguel. If you're going to do that, then walk in round one, knock him out.
And walk the dude down. I'm the bigger dude.
Walk the dude down like he's
down.
not even in front of you. Take the shot.
It was, and
not play the defensive game like you did.
Right.
Wow, we're actually going deep cuts. We've actually gone past the news. This is the craziest Fight Net Radio episode of all time.
A few things about that. I don't know if we've already.
I had great stories. Magdaleno is apparently fighting again. Wait, that's crazy enough. Manny Pacquiao's doing an exhibition. Wait, Shields and Marshall has been signed for October with the undercard. Jake Paul's got an undercard. I just wanted to share this with everyone because apparently we're not doing these stories. Crawford on Spence, and Crawford talking. This is, by the way, they haven't signed a contract yet. There is no wet signature, and I go with Andrew on this. These guys are going to get the AIDS, the COVID, and everything else they can think of. This fight is not a done deal. Yes, you are still. Deontay, this whole show was about Deontay Wilder. I'm a Hall of Famer, Andrew. How freaking crazy is this? Wait, without me even reading his quotes, is Deontay Wilder legitimately, Miguel, a Hall of Famer?
No.
Not even close,
he's done,
right?
Well, I wouldn't say not even close, because at some point, whether we want to admit it or not, he was knocking people out for how 8-9 years.
Nobody.
Long.
They weren't even in the top 10. Give me a break.
Right. But he was a WBC champ that has some sort of prestige to it, and he held it for X amount of time. He did beat some guys like Baverne and fucking Areola, so there's some notable names in there.
Areola.
So I wouldn't say not close. I mean, in the ballpark maybe, but that's being generous. But still, I mean, definitely no for sure. Like no first ballot, none of that shit. And he's in the ballpark. He's in the stands. He's sitting out in the nosebleeds, basically.
Andrew, does he even? I want to read his quotes. Hold on, Andrew, because I want you all fired up. You are on fire today. I do.
Is he getting married?
Wait, to go further than that. Listen, I do. I already know. When those 5 years are up, I'm done competing. I'm automatically in the Boxing Hall of Fame. No questions asked. If not, I'll be very surprised. Andrew, feel free to unleash on the guy who literally had Don King give him a belt, then for literally years fight nobody. And then when he fought somebody, that dude beat his ass for consecutive fights.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, Lee, that it's unfortunate, but I think by the time the Deontay Wilder is eligible to be a Hall of Famer, the media might have already become all fanboys at this point. There's a lot of mainstream media that doesn't really cover boxing anymore, and he might get in because of fans. They love, like Miguel said, the knockout streak, the right hand. You have people, us too. There isn't a better right hand in the heavyweight division. He might have been able to land that right hand on every.
Yeah. I think it's better than Tyson's. I'm going to make a statement that's going to really piss off fans. I think Deontay's right hand is better than Tyson's right hand. That is the best punch I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. Bar none. That is legit.
He has a record, even though the opponents suck. He has a record of the longest streaks. Didn't he break it, Miguel, or did he tie it?
I don't remember, but it was they spoke about it, like something about his high knockout percentage or some bullshit. But yeah, it was up there. I want to say, and now it rings a bell. I think he beat it, quote unquote, according to them. I think he beat it.
Yeah, it's like Klitschko, Ali, it's some heavy names up there that has Deontay Wilder either right under him or above them. You start putting all this together with a bunch of fans, he probably ends up in the Hall.
No, I completely agree. I love the fact that and I'm trying to get it up on the screen. I'm gonna have to hardwire this place while I'm here. But
It's not dead.
the oh my God, even Tyson Fury. I mean, Tyson Fury can't. This is legit, man. That's a legit punch, man. And he caught him with the left, not even his right.
Well,
And
he caught him
then
right first. He boomed the right first. Then
wait,
Yeah.
the big one is the right hand, right?
yeah, right.
This is the Undertaker moment, right? Where he does the
Yes.
he's watching and he does
Yeah.
the Undertaker moment of how the hell did he get up? How tough is Tyson Fury?
Yeah. That left hook on the way down. When I saw that left hook land
It was
on
the
the way down, I was like,
right
shit.
and then the left.
That was-
Oh
yeah,
my
it was right
God.
first.
That is so legit. Look at that. Just look at that.
yeah, lay the fuck out.
I've
right?
been
Yeah.
hit by a lot of people and recently. And strangely, to get in that position where you are completely prone, where somebody could, I don't know, turn you over and rape you at that point. He's rapeable, Miguel. That's pretty jacked up from one punch.
Mhm.
Ugh. But it's not Hall of Fame. Let's get legit. I mean,
Hey, but
he
Lee,
has had a week of being crazy.
done. He's not retired. This guy.
Oh no. He's got a great
Okay,
fight.
but what
If
is
he
he gonna
does
do?
that to Hellenius, to Hellenius next weekend, he's legend, right?
Well,
Right?
no,
Like,
I think
just
he does
keep
that. He
going,
does that
bro.
to like AJ or something. Then it's like, oh shit,
Well,
okay,
AJ's
okay.
next, right?
Yeah.
So you got to
Well, yeah,
Hellenius.
he does that to AJ. I mean, Hellenius ain't shit, but he's just another knockout right on Deontay's record. But if he gets AJ and it does that shit to AJ, then it's like, oh goddamn, then you best believe his fanboys are gonna be fucking filling out those ballots.
All right, let's talk about this weekend because Andrew has to go watch our Raiders. I'll say it correctly, Andrew, because I'm from Vegas now. Our Raiders behave like the Chargers. They are the Chargers, Andrew. They took the Charger role.
You know,
They're finding ways to lose, dude. They're finding ways to lose. Go ahead, go on your rant.
no, it's no rant. Listen, this is the same product Mark Davis has put out for the last so many years. It's the same product the Raiders had put out for the last, 30 years, 32 years since we won a Super Bowl. In the last 20, you guys, we average 4-12. We've had 2 winning seasons in 22 years. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic when you start breaking down the stats of the Raiders. Unfortunately, I was not surprised last week when we lost that game. I tried my hardest. Look, what's gut-wrenching about that defeat was my kids. All of them. The 3 babies were home. My daughter, of course, in college. The 3 babies were home, and they all watched it, man. And we were doing our heart. Hey, Lee, we all did the voodoo on the TV. I had to show them first how you get that shit to work, right? And the Raiders almost picked it off. First play was deflected in the air. We almost picked it off. He dropped it. Now my boys are in. They
All right,
start.
so I'm going to say this, and wait, I'm going to say this. Next weekend at Allegiant Stadium is Notre Dame versus BYU. And if you're at that game, I expect you to start a chant at halftime going MCK. And if you guys can pull off an MCK chant during the halftime show, I may shut up for the rest of my career, Andrew. How great would it be? You would love that for your daughter, right? At a Sacramento game. Like, how great would it be if they just started chanting for your daughter?
Yeah, yes, but she throws a flag. I don't know if the stadium's.
I don't want to be a dick at this moment. You're not in the top 25 either. They're not coming to Vegas to watch the game.
No, but she was on TV, or she was on the Earthquakes game yesterday. They were down at Stanford University.
Well, you saw this. Andrew and I are. Wait, by the way, they're going to do Danger Zone for the halftime show. Oh my God. Andrew and I have talked. If you're not new to Fight Net Radio, Andrew and I have daughters the same age. They're both in color guard, which we did not plan, which is crazier and funnier. I'm more involved in color guard than Andrew is by far. And trust me when I say this, Andrew, you and I both having daughters. I'm going to say this because you and I both having daughters who've made TV. like this is rocking.
Yes, sir. And check this out. Guess who went to Sac State, you guys? Did I already say this on the show?
No.
Guess who went
It's going to
there?
be a boxer. It's going to be a boxing guy.
I'm
Go
right.
for it.
Joe Joyce, baby. Joe
Joyce
was a transfer student as a cheerleader at Sacramento State. So I'm going to tell.
Wait, hold on. Did you see that coming, Miguel? I thought it was going to be Andre Ward. I figured.
Fucking Timothy Bradley.
Oh my God. All right. Final 15 minutes. Let's pile through this weekend's fights. What am I not getting about Keyshawn Davis? Because I literally hate him, Miguel. I hate him. I hate the mugging behind the ref. I hate everything he did.
He's not. They're putting him against the guys that he can beat right now. It's not like we're not seeing his full potential develop yet. He's basically doing just enough to beat these guys. So it's not like we're getting like the razzle dazzle of Davis yet.
How do you feel? I know Bob's answer because we asked him on this topic. He's like, let them do what they're gonna do, right? But this is beyond that, right? Like standing behind the ref and taunting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that he needs to like stop. Like the maturity part isn't there yet. Obviously, he's a young cat, right? I forgot what medal he got in the Olympics, but he made it to the Olympics, right? So they're trying to make a big deal of the fact that he's an Olympic star. Yeah, there's just some things that he needs to stop fucking doing. Like he hasn't been humbled yet. At some point it's got to happen. See, this bullshit right here, like this, like it bugs me. It bugs me to see like a young cat like have this much disrespect. You don't do that shit. He needs to grow out of that. Somebody has to be in his ear, be like, dude, enough of that bullshit already. Like, we get it, motherfucker. You're gonna beat these guys. It's like it looks like
did he just win
a title? Did he just win a fucking championship? No, he's like fucking pretend like you've been here before, dick. Like come on now, quit acting like you fucking just scored a touchdown for the first time in your entire goddamn life. It does get on my nerve. I'm not gonna say it doesn't because it's usually like these fucking young cats who think they're such hot shit until they get humbled, but. Whatever, he's winning. They're putting him up against guys that he should be winning up against, so he's doing his part. But I basically try to skip over some of these sometimes because once you start seeing these.
I watched this whole thing, but that thing over Andrew, the thing over the referee's shoulder where he taunted this guy, and doing the face. That's bullshit.
I totally agree with Miguel. I try not watching showcase fights because of these type of situations where it's a blowout, man. Look, this is gap filler. Before TV was showing these, because these used to be called off TV bouts. Before that, these were just gap fillers for the stands. This was literally as people were walking in, getting their seat, they'd have these little fights going on where they're showcasing their stable against guys they can beat. Right. Recently, now that TV is so big, everyone's streaming, everyone's got their own thing going on. Now they're putting the shit on TV and expecting you to sit there from 1 o'clock in the fucking afternoon to 10 o'clock at night watching the whole. Nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
You could be on a bus going to BYU like me, Andrew, and I'm telling you, it's at least something to watch.
I would probably be gambling on horses if I'm on that bus to Sacramento, Lee. So, not watching.
Well, technically, I'm from Vegas, so I can gamble on everything technically at this moment.
Well, I can gamble
on my God. Too. All right, moving forward. And we've talked about this. Shakur Stevenson failed to make weight, basically he pulled, the Riddick Bowe move of wiping it with his butt, dropping it in the trash and going, my weight and my safety is more important than blah. All right, cool. I'm completely okay with that. Like, you had no intention of making weight. Knock this guy out in 5 rounds. And shout out to Concau, or whatever the hell his name is, right? He deserves more respect. He could have taken the money. He could have taken the belt. He could have walked away. He still took the fight. And I'm guessing, can I ask him? Top Rank Bob, did you? Yeah, we told him to do the fight. We give him an extra 10 grand if he showed up and took the fight. Thank you, Bob. Good inside boxing from you, Bob. He went to town, Andrew. I mean, I'll give Conceição or whatever the hell his name is. what a shitty fighting style, which actually leads me to believe I should still go into pro boxing because I want to learn this style of grabbing, holding, and frustrating. Like, this isn't even box. What he did throughout this fight cannot be compared to boxing. What he did was just frustrate Stevenson. I think he knew from the jump he had no chance. So
Right.
he did every dirty trick on the planet.
First, I'll say because he came out in overweight, I can give him no credit for the victory. I don't care even if he knocked him out.
He doesn't
He
deserve
cheated.
it. I agree.
Yeah, he cheated. He paid for his cheat. I'm hoping they paid good. Listen, real fast. I think that it's usually a percentage of the guy who came in heavy, his check. So because Stevenson was making the most money that night, hopefully they docked him 20% or so, and Conciao gets a decent cut from that 20% of a $2 million payday or whatever.
And he gets a belt. I mean, it's not a bad night. He's got he's got a shot at the vacated belt.
Yes. Yeah. Even though, because he was listen, he only had one defeat at the time. I know the money was probably too good to walk away from, especially in the position that he's in. He's not a rising star, but damn, man, it's a bad defeat. Now he's lost to Valdez and Shakur. His next check is not going to be as high at all. I don't know if I would want my fighter to go through if someone cheated on the way in. So, that's up to them.
I like the style, though, Andrew. I got to be perfectly honest. I love his plan.
I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you.
So his plan was to do every dirty boxing tactic ever.
Yes, well, he kind of had to. He was outclassed, and I thought Stevenson was working his angles too. But when you say this is not boxing, the hitting and holding, it is boxing. There's many styles to boxing. This is a very beatable style. How about that? You just the guy, his opponent. They got to keep punching. Don't try to box this guy. You got to fight. So I don't care what style they bring. You want to hold my guy? Hold them. I'm begging that my fighter is punching through your holds. Back in the day, they used to love this shit when they would be holding. You'd hear, oh, look, he's holding. Well, the other guy's hands are free and he's just scoring points. That's what the fighters need to get back to with these guys that love this clinch game.
Miguel, tell me that Shakur's hip toss was not the bomb. Single arm hip toss.
The hip toss was good. Even when he kind of lifted him up a little bit when he was under his arm, he did a little duck under. That was nice too. It was nice. It was, I would like to see him.
I think Shakur could go MMA. I think he's got the moves.
He's young enough. He knows he gets the body. The weight.
I think he wrestled. I think at some point
he might have
wrestled.
He might have.
That was a pretty solid hip toss.
That was some good shit.
Terrence Crawford wrestled. Lomachenko wrestled. Yeah.
Yeah. They know.
I actually like the Shakur smile every time this guy did something stupid like this, where he's like, what they're not showing is that smile on Shakur's face. He's like, what a shit show, Miguel.
You know what I think what this showcased is, how can I explain it? It's Shakur's immaturity. Not his maturity, but immaturity. Number one, in the weight, right?
He got frustrated.
He got whatever the fuck reason, right? Exactly. Number one, the weight, right? And I get it. You don't intend to go in there and not make the fucking weight, but when you realize that your ass is just done, you're done. You have to just call it a quits, right? And not make the fucking attempt. So number one, the weight. Number two, maybe I missed it, but I don't remember him apologizing for it. Like I see his statement online saying like, "Hey guys, I tried, but I just couldn't do it. 135 is next." Like, okay, that doesn't sound like an apology, motherfucker. Like, what, did you say I'm sorry?
He was never going to make the weight. What he's saying is, I was never going to make weight.
And like, I mean, not that, like, can you at least be professional about it and apologize? Because I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he said it at some point and I didn't hear it. But nonetheless, then the frustration in the ring, there was a point deduction because of some shit that he was doing. I forgot what the fuck it was. I think it was like moving him or tossing him around. He basically got a point deducted and he's just like arguing with the referee. You don't fucking argue with the ref, bro. He's like basically trying to argue his case in the ring. It's like, stop that shit. And it just showed he was frustrated, and you could tell like his immaturity was just showing on full fucking display. I didn't like it at all. this fight was a fucking dud, right? We knew it was going to be in Shakur's favor. I did expect him to come out, or at least even from Consensio's part. Like, if he knows that that Shakur struggled on the scale, go to the body, like from the jump, go to the fucking body, get his ass depleted, do that. But he didn't even do that. Nonetheless, yeah, all this wrestling and grappling that we kind of knew was going to come from Consensio, it just really showcased Shakur's immaturity. After the fight, talking about moving up to 135, I get it, right? Cool. He's gonna go up there. Somebody needs to be in his ear, be like, dude, quit arguing with the fucking ref. You don't argue with the fucking ref. You just take your L or whatever. Be like, okay, fine, whatever. I won't do it again, etc. But man, this dude needs a lot of growing up to do.
We have a new thing in the show. We have a new thing in the show. We have a new thing in the show. Hold on. Let me make it work. All right. So you know who Dave Meltzer is, right, Miguel?
Dave Meltzer, the writer, the wrestling writer?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he is the keeper of the 5-star, right?
Yes.
All right. So Fight Net Radio officially is going to start ranking fights as of this moment.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So on a scale, we're going to do the 5-star scale for Meltzer. I'll start with Andrew. Andrew, on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, how do you rate this fight?
It's 0. Someone cheated. The fight was. It's irrelevant, guys. Oh, it is. It's irrelevant.
All right, come on, at least one per. Come on, 1 star. I kind of digged what Conceição was doing.
And you know why he was stupid for just not even attempting to lose the weight? Bad look. To look like you gave up. Why don't you go back to your the sauna and sit have your guards?
He could have pulled a pound. He could have pulled a pound. I'm not going to lie. As a guy who's dropped weight within the last couple of years, you can drop a pound. It's not hard.
Fuck the pound. He was never going to go for fuck your pound. I sit there. You sit there for a half an hour. You go back.
Well, actually, what you do is you hold the towel and you get the weight.
Yeah. At least you look like you made an effort. Not this.
That was a great inside joke.
You look like you came in. You wanted to shoot for 131.5 or 31.6, whatever it was. It doesn't look like you made an effort to get to 130. So it looks like you cheated. I would have told my guy, let's go back to the locker room. We're going to go to the sauna. We'll block the fucking entrance, and you sit on the outside for an hour. We'll come back.
You don't even have to try that hard. Miguel, I'm right. Just hold the towel. Just hold the towel in place, right?
Yeah. You know
what?
Gonna
give me the 1.5 pounds. Easy.
Just put your hands slightly on the towel. You can do it.
Just put your hands on the towel. Yeah, rest your arms. Let your guys pull it tight.
Go have your cornerman stick your finger in his ass.
Miguel, on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, how do you rate the fight?
Well, let's not forget that Shakur actually had to strip down buck fucking naked for his fight with Valdez to make 130. So we already
did anyone get a side shot based on his OnlyFans account? I want to know what's going on with the girlfriend. All right, if he's got a complete hog down to his knees, I want to know.
Oh gosh.
Jesus.
So as far as like man, it sucks. I'm gonna give it just because it was on TV and I had something to do on a Friday fucking night. I'm gonna give it half a star.
Half a star
because
easy, Meltzer.
Dude, it did nothing else.
This was a textbook. This is at least 2 stars on a textbook of how to cheat to win.
Consencio did nothing for his fucking, to help him. He got a nice payday, right? He didn't get a chance at the vacant belt at later time.
Shakur didn't make weight. Did nothing. That's at least one.
The fight itself was a dud. The card was a dud. It was something to watch, okay. But as far as the fight, it did nothing for either one of these guys' careers, really. It did jack shit. So I'm gonna give it half a star because there was something to watch on a Friday.
All right, we gotta speed up because Andrew's got to go watch the Raiders lose. Let's talk about Kid Galahad. You watch this, Andrew. Miguel, just give me the quick rating. I know Andrew didn't watch. I didn't watch. What did you think of Sir Galahad? 1 to 5.
It was a little bit.
Is
more
it a go
fun.
back and watch on DAZN?
No. It was very quote unquote workman-like. There was a couple of point deductions, or I think 1 point deduction. It was, and we were expecting. He's coming off a loss, by the way.
Are you saying that he can't hold Hopkins' jockstrap?
This guy's tiny. He can't hold anybody's jockstrap. I'm gonna give this maybe 2 stars because it was a nice.
2 stars.
It's early in the morning. I'll watch it. Why not?
Strong. All right, let's move to Amanda Serrano, who actually fought a legit Copenhagen cab driver who had 11 fights. I watched all of it.
Legit. What the hell? There you go. Yeah, legit cab driver. That is
a legit cab driver, Andrew.
Like
all right, let's just score it, and then we can get to the main event. Andrew, 1 out of 5 stars. What did you think of Amanda fighting the 11-0 with 2 KO Copenhagen cab driver popsicle salesman?
Look, I'll give it a 3. Oh, wait, you said out of 5. I thought 10. All right.
Yeah, no, you only get 5 stars.
1 star. It's a 1 star because the opponent did look like a mother in braids more than a fighter. On top of that, can we point out, like the Raiders, since the steroid bust at her brother-in-law's house, 0-2 on knockouts. The Raiders are 0-2 in the season, and she's 0-2 on knockouts. And she had a lot of knockout power before. All of a sudden, it's gone since that.
And this was her weight class. She dropped back down to her prime weight class.
There you go.
Miguel, did I not get this right by doing 5-star matches? This is the greatest moment in Fight Net Radio history. All right, so I watched this. Here was my thought before you give your answer. Wow, I'm happy that women only fight for 2 minutes a round. That's a dick move, but they suck. This is stupid. She was 11-0 with 2 KOs, Miguel. What is she doing in there?
WNBA.
Hey, don't put down the Las Vegas Aces or
just want to fucking
whatever they are. What? Hey, we've got the WNBA lesbian team. Don't.
Yep.
I would still rather watch this than our NBA, the WNBA team. But I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna be nice with this one. I'm gonna give it a solid 2.5. It wasn't too bad. It was fun. It was a showcase for Serrano. Yes, she clearly doesn't seem to have that KO power anymore. Mighty suspiciously, but she got herself another notch. I'm sure she's gonna get herself another big payday in the near future with another big namer. This is more of a keep me busy fight, to be honest. I watched pretty much bits and pieces because it wasn't too entertaining, but I'll be nice. 2.5 stars is fine. Nothing
and
crazy.
On a scale of 1 to 5. Would you bang Serrano?
Oh,
she looks fun, right?
Dude, she's Latina and dark skinned. You best believe I'm all over
Oh
that
my
shit.
God, she'd be a party, right?
That's a fucking given, homie.
All right, fair enough. Which takes us to literally what we've led up to all night. I know it's here. Where are you? Wait, where are my Parker highlights?
Dun, dun, dun.
Parker versus highlights. Let's be honest. What the hell was I watching? I'll start with you, Andrew. Let's just do a quick overview before we do this, right? Parker voice versus Joyce highlights. This was crazy to me. And I think some of my comments were actually quite brilliant to Miguel, which was, didn't Joseph Parker fight David Tua? How long has Parker been around? Wait, should we actually look at this? Parker Box Rec. He's fought a lot of people. I don't know why he's still around, Andrew.
Who, Joseph Parker?
Yeah.
No, listen, he only has 2 defeats, Lee. This was a very good test for Joe Joyce, who I thought has been built well with Frank Warren. We talked about his record many times. He's a good mixture of veterans in there, ex-champs.
And then Junior Fa. I got Junior Fa confused with Tua. Forgive me, everyone in Australia and the Aucklands. Aren't they the same? They look the same.
Pretty close, I'd say.
Well, he lost to Dillian White. He lost to Anthony Joshua. You beat Huey Fury by majority decision.
He beat Andy Ruiz too, so I mean that's
he beat Andy Ruiz.
It was before Ruiz became, before Ruiz beat
Chisora.
So Chisora, there it is, yeah. Twice he outlasted Chisora twice. There you go.
No, listen, but Lee, you're laughing, but Joe
that's
Joyce
actually kind of comical.
No, but Joe Joyce isn't on this level though. So why is this comical for him taking on an opponent like Parker? Let me tell you something. Parker has been a sparring partner to Tyson Fury for what, a year, 2 years now? I mean, these guys are buddies all over their social media feeds. Kind of weird on Joseph Parker's how much he posts about Tyson Fury on his side, but that's his guy. His guy couldn't last 12 rounds with Joe Joyce last night. His guy didn't really put up that competitive of a fight last night. Now, I'll tell you, he landed a right hand. Joe Joyce has no fucking head movement whatsoever. But
none. He comes in on a straight line. He comes in straight line.
Guys, and just allows it to happen. The guy's got a granite chin. Recently, we've seen fighters with granite chin, Triple G being the most latest, that have went through a career without having their bell rung. I think Hopkins, another one, what was he, 52 when they finally fucking knocked him out? But he goes his whole career without really getting staggered. Joe Joyce, when you look at his opponents and who he's faced all the way up to last night, he's been put in with guys that can ring bells. He's taking these shots. The guy has a tremendous arsenal of punches. His combinations are a thing of beauty. How he goes from high to low. This is a heavyweight. This is a big man who knows how to put his punches together. Now they're slow as shit. But what works for Joe Joyce is he's a heavyweight. Tyson Fury gets lazy. Tyson lays on that rope sometimes and just allows you to punch him. Deontay Wilder's been knocked out.
Hold on, Andrew. I don't want to interrupt you. There's a new show introduction. From this point forward, Andrew, we will now not refer to it to taking a good shot. It's Homer Simpson head.
It's Homer Simpson head?
Well, I was going to call it Lee Honish head based on my exploits last week. I know my exploits last week where somebody hit me with a foreign object. And I actually took it and looked at him and went, did you just hit me with what I think you hit me with? So I'm going to go because people won't believe that story, even though Miguel knows the story. Let's go with Homer Simpson head. I don't want to go with he's got a good chin. Screw that. It's Homer Simpson head, which, by the way, you can Google Homer Simpson head. That's how he became the heavyweight champion, because people would get tired beating him up. This is my theory on becoming, there it is. He's got the ability to take a great deal of punishment. Well, Miguel's met me.
That's real boxing knowledge. When you're boxing knowledge, Lee.
Well, no, you got to be able to take a hit, right? Again, I don't want to go back to it. There's learning the skill of boxing, and there's the skill of taking a punch. Look, in fact, I was talking to my neighbor yesterday who saw my black eye, and he goes, "Oh, went to the Canelo fight." I went, funny. And my wife was with me, and she goes, "He doesn't throw a punch." He goes, "Why didn't you?" I go, "I don't want to go to jail for killing a guy. I really just don't." I go, he hit me with everything he owned. The minute he hit me, he ran off. Because most people, and I'm going to say this to every boxing fan, in your mind, you think you can throw a punch? You're wrong. I've been hit by some legit people, okay? You want to know what it takes to be a heavyweight or a light heavyweight? You got to be able to take that punch every 3 minutes, plus or minus. You got to... am I wrong, Andrew? You were Golden Gloves. What is it? Every 2 or 3 minutes, you got to imagine one legit, real shot hitting you.
Yeah, no, you don't. Yes, you're absolutely right. You have to learn how to take a punch. Joe Joyce also.
He did. Joe Joyce did. Parker did not.
No, but you can naturally have a chin that can sustain a punch, a bat, something like that. There's guys that are born with that ability. There's other.
It's great.
You can practice that. I don't think you could be like, oh, this guy has a weak chin, but if I slug him so many times, I bet you it's going to get better. Your defense.
No, it's not. I'm telling you, I have been in 2 situations in the past 5 years. One in concert and then the one the other day here in Vegas. And people who hit with what they think they've got, right? Like I've seen this put guys down, and you hit somebody who looks back at you and go, "Did you just hit me?" Like, you're wrong. Like, it's legit. Like, those are special creatures. Like, and I'll give credit to Parker for taking 11 rounds of, he took crushing blows every round, Andrew. I mean, big punches. I've taken heavyweight shots. Those are real. I mean, where they pivot the hips and bring it in. And I get it. We're all boxing fans at the end of the day. I'll turn it to you, Miguel. It's legit. If somebody can pivot those hits and put that hit on you, that's legit.
Yeah.
No, that's a real, that's,
Yes,
I need a breather.
When they throw in the hip and they throw in the shoulder, and it's a piston, especially if it's a power punch. That's not a swing, not like a fucking roundabout hook. It's like straight down, point A to point B.
They pivot
like
the hips, they turn,
Jesus.
they circle, and they
Yeah.
bring it around on that, where they're bringing the hook down into your face on the side of the head. And you've got to take it like a man. It's Andrew. Why'd you quit Golden Gloves, by the way? How big was the punch? We talk about it once every couple of years. How big was the punch?
No, you talk about it. You talk.
No,
about
I love the fact that
you're
actually
the only one that brings it up.
No. You're legit, way beyond me. And what I love about you is you actually went, no, these guys hit. It's for real, right?
Yeah, it's for reals. Yes, but you're talking about me at 13 years old. I'm not a fucking professional fighter, bro.
Well, no, it's not that. What I think we forget my point is, as fans, we're like, I can take that. No,
with the kid who weighed 120 pounds. Like, come on, what are we doing here, dude? We're wasting so much fucking time right now.
No. All right, wait, rewind. During the Tyson era, didn't everybody go, I'd get knocked out by Mike Tyson for $1 million? No, you wouldn't. What are you talking about? Like, your brains would be scrambled like eggs, you moron.
Hey, Lee, if I thought boxing was that dangerous and I was that scared to take a punch, my kid wouldn't be in a fucking ring. You understand that? Do you get that right now? I wouldn't put my...
We're going to teach him the shoulder roll, Andrew. We're teaching him the shoulder roll.
We got to tone it down just a little on the, you know what I mean? Just tone it down just a little, bro, because my son is in this.
But the reality, But the reality, Andrew, and legit, Junior's gonna get hit, right?
Yes, and that's why I'm teaching him defense. That's why we're doing other things. But yeah, it's not like I walk in the box arena and go, "Fuck, I remember when I got hit in the chin and I ran home." What? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I think that boxing fans, including Dan Rayfield, like, you guys have no clue. These people hit with legit power. Hey, Lee, I will touchdown Tennessee. Very easy. Guy wide open, not even covered. That sucked. Whatever.
All right. So are you on the Joe Joyce bandwagon, Andrew?
I will say this. I will back you on this. Yeah, I ain't teaching him to fight like Chavez. I know that. We're going to have that sugar face.
Oh, you made me snort water through my nose.
Hey, I was into Floyd. As I got older, I was like, you know what? Floyd's right. I'm going to fly up to the Bay Area with ecstasy in my pocket and go, hey, Junior, take ecstasy. We need to go train. Yeah. It's a rough world. That's a rough world. I don't want to see him taking it. I know Chavez Sr.'s defense was great, but it was still a rough. Well,
so that's the question, Andrew. Has Junior actually been caught yet?
No. Yeah, listen, he fought only one kid his size. It's his cousin. He doesn't train like Junior trains. He's very aggressive. The cousin does football, wrestling. He does it all. So he's a very good athlete. They go back and forth. It's a very good exchange. Everyone in his gym is older than him, so they're all going soft. And I try to explain that to Junior a lot, that, we got to wait until there's someone his size his skill level, and then we'll put him in. We'll let him go hard and see what happens. But no, as of right now, all the kids they all take care of my son in the gym. They just work out with him. He's doing
And
no.
by the way, shout out to that gym. Is it the Tracy Boxing Gym? Have I got it right?
Open mat. I got him in the open mat gym. It does everything.
Shout out to everyone up in that area. They all follow the show. You don't know this, Andrew. They all follow the show, and everybody up in Tracy, and they're all behind us. So shout out to everyone up in Northern California who's behind this. And if you want to get involved in helping out Junior and getting him matches or doing anything, let us know. Chris is gonna stop this shit, Andrew.
No, hell, you know what she sent me the other day? No, wait a minute. You know what she said? Because we're already down 7-0. It looks like there's nothing to be watching.
Oh, she's gonna stop your shit the minute her boy gets hit.
She sent me the USA signups, the USA boxing. I was like, bro, tone it down, big dog. We haven't even had a sparring match yet.
Wait, hold on. Can we make one deal? And I'm saying this to everybody, and I know who listens to the show.
Yeah.
If Junior goes all the way, you gotta let me be the promoter. Oh my God. How great would I be as the promoter for Junior, Andrew?
Yeah, there will be definitely contract on what Lee Harnish can say though. He's just running off at the fucking mouth, man. Oh, here we go. The guy's fucking dead, people. You just hear this dude? You hear him on the podium?
He'll have a title by 21. I promise, Andrew. I promise.
You know what I wanted to tell
we got to start a Fight Net radio promotion.
You know what I wanted to tell you? That's what Deontay did. They did what you always said you could do. If you had the money, Al Heyman had the money. He had $700 million.
Yeah, he did. It was actually, if you remember, it was Don King where the belt passed. Yep. It was Don King. Don was trying to hold on to it. And the WBC went, sorry, dude, you got to fight the top 10 at some point. And Deontay grabbed it. Then he went PBC. Oh, my God. You give me Junior and a belt? Jesus. oh, my God. I'm so excited about our future for Fight Net Radio. Miguel's listening to this going, I don't know. You guys
are... I'm following along.
Yeah, I Hey, look, all right, so let's score this last fight and let's get out of here and go watch pro football where at least it seems legit. I will start. I got to stop that. Is Joe Joyce, Joseph Parker, scale of 1 to 5? If people go back to their ESPN Plus, scale of 1 to 5.
Okay, so for starters, Joe Joyce is called the Juggernaut for a reason. The dude can take an ass whooping.
Yes,
he can take some fucking shots. That dude's jawline is fucking off the hook. That dude can take a shot.
Takes a good punch.
It takes a really good punch. Okay, both of these guys came into this fight at a career high as far as weight goes. These guys came in fucking heavy. They were sloppy. They were a little clumsy. We're not at their best. And I kind of held Joe Joyce at a little bit higher esteem than Joseph Parker. So I was kind of hoping he'd come in better shape. Nonetheless, he got the job done. He basically, slapped fucking, Joseph Parker around for as long as it lasted, and he was able to seal the deal. I'm slowly getting on the Joe Joyce bandwagon. He did derail the hype train of Daniel Dubois, so he's on the right path. He's going to be the next major opponent for somebody at some point. The fight was good because I do like seeing heavyweights and like seeing them throw down. And these guys pretty much started throwing some heavy shit from like the first round. They were missing. Don't get me wrong. They were missing and they were kind of stumbling, but they were throwing some heavy ass heat. So I was enjoying that. I'm going to give this probably like a 3.5. It's closer to 4, but it's a 3.5, I'd say, because it was pretty entertaining. And the fight ended in a KO, which is what we like to see from heavyweights. And
so Sami Zayn versus Shawn Michaels?
Well, I mean, we're talking about 2 different generation guys.
We can play that game. All right.
We can play Sami Zayn versus 3.5 stars, I'd say it would be pretty doable. Yeah.
AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That works. I could do that.
I'm trying to.
AJ's is still in the ring active. Yeah. Of course.
Andrew, scale of 1 to 5. How'd you feel about this fight? Should people go back and watch? 1 to 5.
Totally agree with Miguel's rating of the 3.5 to 4. Listen, this is a heavyweight contender that's moving up the rankings. He is in a higher spot than any of the other contenders that are coming up at this time right now. Baby Anderson, all those, those guys that are looking to get a title shot. Joe Joyce is ready. Joe Joyce is undefeated. He has a medal in the Olympics. He's beaten.
But can he? Can he take the big boys?
Because the big boys
Tyson
are on their way out.
cheats. I mean, I'm going to say it for the
on the way out.
Tyson is a dirty boxer.
Tyson was very interested last night in Joe Joyce. It was, dude, did you guys notice him and Frank Warren separating as the fight carried on? Remember, Tyson Fury, Joseph Parker is his buddy. That's his teammate.
Yep.
By the end of that night, Tyson Fury's father looks nervous. Hugh Fury, is that his name? And then Tyson, he's not standing up. He kind of gives a thumbs up to Joyce, but he knows the kid's coming. Look, immediately after, he tells Frank Warren, if Anthony Joshua don't sign by tomorrow, they're moving on. I think he said that because he knows Joe Joyce is a bigger fight. This thing is going to sell a lot of tickets out there. This is Anthony Joshua fight right now, where Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are at in their career. Joe Joyce and him can make the same noise. And Anthony Joshua, to me, doesn't deserve the Tyson Fury fight. Joe Joyce does, and I'm sure the UK fans know that as well, and this thing will get hot really fast.
1 to 5, Andrew.
3.5 to 4, Lee, and I'm telling you right now, his chances. Look, I've seen Tyson Fury down 4 times in 3 fights. The guy, his chin is not granite. His chin does not. He's got good recovery skills, but this young man can hit. And not only can he hit, both hands seem like they're heavy, and he knows how to go high to low. And that's something Tyson Fury allows way too much. When he gets lazy and he lays on those ropes, it's going. Hey. You don't. I guess you can say you don't want Foreman hitting Ali, but I guess it worked for Ali on that night, right? He did get the rope-a-dope. I see that same freaking fight happening. Tyson Fury trying to act like he can take Joe Joyce's punch, and it'd be a thing to see. I'm definitely into the fight. And now that the guy went to Sac State, I'm telling my daughter she's got to do a fight watch now. She's got to put it on Joe Joyce, and he wins the belt. We're going to get back to Sac State. Mark my words on Fight Net Radio.
All right, so to end the show, because we haven't done it in at least 4 or 5 shows, let's talk about Joseph Parker. I step on him, Andrew, in the beer line. I actually have more knowledge about me right now at this moment, so I'm going to, like a video game, move me up 1 level. Joseph Parker, I step on him in the beer line. Does Joseph Parker knock me out? Side of the head. I'm qualifying, not chin. Side of the head. Does he knock me out?
You're going to think it's a punch because he's a big man, but Joseph is too friendly. It was just a pat on your back, Lee. He's not. I think he's a happy drunk. I don't see him. I never thought he had the attitude for a heavyweight boxer. I don't think he's punching you in the bar. No, sir.
He's not. Beer line at the MGM. Miguel, does Parker have the juice?
Not only does Parker have the juice, he has it in either hand. You won't even see it coming. You're going to wake up the next morning. and he does spill his beer. He absolutely spills his beer. Yeah. As clumsy as he was last night, you better believe it. Yeah.
Fair enough. And that does it for the craziest Fight Net Radio. I understand that all you fight fans are frustrated. Maybe we'll get Spence and Crawford, but they haven't signed. Maybe we'll get Pacquiao versus Mayweather again. Maybe. Tell me I'm crazy. Wait, Andrew, tell me I'm crazy for thinking. I'm not even sure we're getting Zerto versus Bivol at this moment.
Hey, listen. Lee, I say we tell the fans if Spence gets either announced or declined, we bring a Wednesday show. You guys, come on. We got news to talk about, and then if that is breaking news during the week, because it sounded like the rumors started during fight week, during last night, that Spence turned down the fight. If it comes breaking news, let's bring it back.
Miguel, final words.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else. Great show. Looking forward to next week's show. I'm not sure we got fights coming up this weekend, but
Oh, yeah, actually, we have a website for that. Hold on.
right, there you go.
Let's see. Actually, I know we do. And who we have, go to boxingtonight.io. Good job, Miguel. Good plug. And follow Miguel at Fight Fiend Migs. And what we have next week, October 8th, Fundora. Good God. The Death Stick, Miguel. Against Tubba. Have they actually named somebody for him yet?
Oh, geez. What? They haven't named somebody? Wow. Okay.
Nope. And Connor Ben and Chris Eubanks. All right, let's focus on what matters. Eubanks versus Connor Ben. Andrew, have you bailed?
That's still on. Oh, jeez.
Andrew bailed. So great.
No,
I love the show. No, all right. All right. Eubanks versus Ben. Andrew.
Oh, is that next week?
No,
yeah.
It's the week. I think it's 2 weeks, isn't it? Because this coming up week
October
is
8th.
Well, I know, but this weekend
next
is
week.
The first.
Next week is no, you guys are wrong. Next week.
No,
I'm putting the calendar up. It's Eubanks versus Ben.
Right, but it's not this Saturday. It's the following Saturday. Is my point. Because this Saturday is the first.
It's next week. It's Sunday, so it's next week. What? Oh, you're right.
Chinga.
So this Saturday would be the first, and sadly, there's no boxing.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's a UFC card, but nothing to write home about.
All right, we'll take a breather.
Yeah.
Man.
Unless
I was excited.
Unless something pops up and there is some stuff coming up in regards to Spence and
I gotta be excited about this. If Deontay loses to Robert Helenius, I'm literally gonna splooge all over the place. This makes me happy. If Helenius beats Wilder, all right, Andrew, give me a prediction for the Raiders this week.
Well, right now, currently the score is 3-7 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Tennessee's about to get the ball again. So we got to score touchdowns. I'm hoping we win, Lee. I don't know how the Raiders even have a decent season at 0-3. That is a big hole to climb out of in football. So it's
hard to beat the Chargers. It's hard to beat the Chargers.
All to beat any of them. The Chiefs look good. The Chargers look good. I mean, the AFC's stacked. I don't know about Denver yet, but obviously Wilson, he can bring that team alive just when he gets to know his offense better. So the Raiders, they got to build. Hey, look, 2 weeks in a row, Lee, our offense has had a chance to win the game, and our number one wide receiver and all the weapons that Derek Carr haven't gotten it done. So the offense has to get clicking here and try to pull this thing. But we need this today. Right now, they're both 0-2. This is a winless game right here that these two teams are facing, Tennessee and the Raiders. So someone's going to win. Hopefully it's us.
Fair enough. Miguel, is Patty the next Conor McGregor?
Jesus Christ.
It's a good one, right? You didn't see that one coming.
I did not. It appears as though he is. He's already having issues with his goddamn weight. He clearly is not disciplined outside of the fucking ring, out of the cage. So who knows if he'll even get that, but he has the potential to be that. Whether or not he actually accomplishes that part I'm not entirely sure, but the potential is there.
Andrew, last question before I cut you off.
Yes, sir.
How close am I to Mayweather versus Pacquiao?
70-30.
70-30 if you were betting. Plus 700 minus 300.
Listen, Manny's doing an exhibition. I think they're gonna look at their numbers. They both are doing exhibition fights here in this short period of time. They're gonna sit down. They'll talk. Manny loves money. He needs it for his people. Floyd needs it for his jewelry. So it's. I definitely see Floyd coming back. I do not think he's gonna end his career with the no.
Miguel.
How close are we? Oh man, shit. I'm gonna say
2,200.
good lord. I don't. I'm gonna say we're probably. I'm gonna say in the 60% range. It's over half.
All right,
I'd say,
so
but
plus
I'm not,
600 minus
I'm not
300.
too. I'm not too. I'm not too confident that the fight is actually gonna happen. Honestly, at this point, it looks as though when they start taking pictures next to one another, it's like, oh shit, now something's going on. That's why I'm even over the 50% range. But I'm relatively hesitant.
All right.
The Raiders gave up another play.
I don't want to go watch. It's going to make me crazy.
Time to tune in.
First quarter coming to an end. The Tennessee Titans are now in their own red zone again.
All right, bonus content for the audio people. Andrew, what do you want to name the show?
Oh man, I didn't come up with one during the show. I don't know, Lee. I don't know what was the high point of the show.
I think it's totally the redheaded stepchild. I'm totally leaning that way, considering that I wanted to do a poop emoji with Deontay Wilder. Miguel, what do you want for the title of the show?
Good lord. Damn it. I'm not
What
very
did
good
we
at
learn?
titles.
What did we learn from today?
Well, we pretty much came to the conclusion that if Spence and Crawford doesn't get made, that it's fucking Spence's fault. That's pretty much what
I like that. I like Spence Crawford. I like that angle. And by the way, for all of you who make memes just proposing fights, fuck you. Like, that's the stupidest shit of all time. Am I wrong? Right, Andrew? Where they just put up, oh, it's made. It's made. Fuck you guys. That's the craziest shit of all time. And by the way, it's gone on all week. They have put everybody with Canelo. They put everybody with Crawford. They put everyone with Spence. They put everyone with Deontay. And they just keep looking for clicks.
Hey, hopefully 18 hours ago, Lee, Bleacher Report is still saying they're nearing completion. So you know what?
Yeah.
Let's
signed fight. Not a signed fight. That'll do it. Go to FightNet Radio on social media or boxingtonight.io. Thank you, everyone, for listening.